Okay, everybody, let's just get into it. Welcome back. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, here with another Darkseal stream. And I'm a little bit late into this, but I did manage to get in a little bit of fighting earlier on before I put my kids down for bed tonight. So let's start things off by seeing how everyone is doing so far. We are currently in Battlefield 23, I believe. Battlefield 23, and we're doing fairly well as far as our glory is concerned. We had quite a bit of fighting here in our own region due to people coming over to say hi, and had a nice bit of field fighting, some rallies going on. I got involved just a little bit, so all in all, starting off pretty strong. So let's go take a look at how some of the other regions are doing, particularly the ones at the top. With some of these, don't really need to get into them just yet. We will try and find some fighting in them later on. As you can see, 4 is dominating right now. Be interesting to see how well they do once Metropolis opens up at reset tomorrow. But currently actually a little over 80,000 glory ahead of 10, with 8 kind of trailing behind 10 right now. Nothing we didn't really expect. We really didn't expect there. Here we have 16 and 102 keeping neck and neck right now, with 22 being, sandwiched in the middle here. This one is probably going to have quite a bit of good fighting as the day goes on and into the Metropolis times. It'll be interesting to see who has more stamina by the time reset happens. Battlefield 3 is 96 versus 121, and 96 is taking a strong lead, but 121 still doing fairly well in glory. At 617,000 glory right now, that is a lot for the first 3 hours. What that just means that 96 came in, probably did a lot of wiping out of 121. It doesn't look like 5 is participating near as much, but they've probably been attacked just as much. Considering both of these put together don't equal the amount of points that 96 has, 96 appears to be running away with this. Battlefield 4. 386 versus 284 here, with, I believe, 26 being BTW and 98 being HAL. BTW just has a bit more experience, and with the higher region, they have, Federation development on their side. This was back when you were only getting 1, maybe 2 regions every other day, so you've got a few months, if not longer, of Federation development here in 26. So just overall, the players are going to be a little bit better here. But still, HAL being able to not let it get too far away from them, still really good. And for the top 5, we have not a lot of fighting going on. At 209,000, it means that either the other 2 regions aren't participating that much, or no one's really fighting. So at 209, 175 being still within range, it could be a biding their time situation, or it could very well be that they just aren't participating after Archipelago raid last week. Just to get some of the scores for this one, this is a very active one here, which, considering 142, 147, completely expected that. The fact that 59 is keeping ahead of them with, yes, it's still a development thing, but keeping ahead of them despite 2 billion strength less, still very impressive. Very good. Battlefield 7, 159 and 194 kind of running away with this, but they're pretty neck and neck still, comparatively. Very nice fighting in there. Then you have another 3 regions that are still fighting. 342, 299, and 279 is still within range. You take a Metropolis at the right time and hold on to it, you've got a chance at this. Battlefield 9, nothing. 105 right now means they're not really doing too much. And again, can't blame them. They've got a lot going on right now, and still trying to recover everything from the last Archipelago raid. And rounding off the top 10, we have 251 running away with this at 452, and the other two just kind of duking it out for second place. With that being said, I am going to be multitasking a little bit today. Just to give you that heads up, I will try and find some fighting for you all today. If you all would be interested in showing me what regions are doing some fighting right now, that would be much appreciated. And I will go watch it, but my primary objective for the next 20 minutes at least is to update my top commander calculator for my Patreon page, as well as the basic sheet that I have for the rest of my Discord page. And I hadn't had a chance to update it since the top commander changes a while back, so I want to make sure I get these points into my calculator as best I can. And I know that these are going to have interesting point values simply because of the point efficiency. I'm gonna have to kill some people today in order to test this. But with that being said, let's go see if we can find some fighting. Wait, what do we got here? Where are we at today? Got a little bit of fighting here. 54, Detena could easily swarm it. If he doesn't, I will. Yep. I'll go ahead and invade. I haven't done that yet, so invading 151, first invasion is free. Always want to take advantage of that first invasion. Okay, and I will set my auto rally with, actually I'll just go ahead and go Jaden. Where are you at? Oh, I already threw you into that other rally, didn't I? Create that. I'll do all this later, no sense in you all having to watch all this. Oh, nice. You're gonna kill that whole rally. Well done. Very nice. Swarming it again. Who's coming here? Oh. Nope, I gotta have that up. Well, let's go take a look at the other regions. Which one, where was it that it was an even fight all the way? Oh, here we go. It's not happening here. Doesn't appear to be happening here either. Was it 142, I believe? Ah, here's all this mess. A lot of people around here. But it doesn't appear to be fighting anymore. Ooh, caught him outside. Oh, cool. 2.5 rally means you're... How did you have a 2.5 million rally? Oh, you were defending. Never mind. No, Master Peters. Good lord. If this was today. That is crazy. Just lambs to the slaughter here, because running that Thunder. I understand running Thunder Tom over here. You do run the risk of overhealing in this case. I completely understand wanting to have all of your lightly wounded back on the field, but if you have too much healing, it's getting wasted and it could be used for a bit more offense. But since you won this, I can't really say anything to the negative here. But I mean, I've been hoping that somebody can explain this to me. Why are people using Thunder on rallies? When you have such a high death to heavily wounded to lightly wounded ratio, why do you want to heal your lightly wounded troops just to run them back through the cycle again? Mitigate the damage and deal damage. Don't heal the troops. That just ends up with more deaths. Now, granted, this is already a pretty low death count here, heavily wounded count here, and that's simply because they're hitting a shelter by the looks of it. This 31,000 is primarily from Master Jin's rally tree that allows him to, or his siege tree that allows him to save some heavily wounded, some dead as heavily wounded. No one else really stuck around for that, but pretty steady drop, really good trades, really good death to death ratio. This is going to be a pain to heal, but thank God for Crisis 8. And that's something I need to sit down and do the math on. What do we got here? Those who missed the buffs kindly request again. Anyways. back to what I was doing. I want to go over here and rally some stuff as well, so give me... Here we go. Come here. That infantry, because I don't want to get... And I'll likely have to update my top commander page after this, because then I won't be able to actually watch the fighting. With the event that's going on right now, I would suggest making sure that you get your zombie kills for this Dark Seal done, for Dark Seal and for the Winter Miracle mission done during this time. I don't think there's any other events that are going to benefit from killing zombies so soon after this. No, we got Back Alley Doctor, but that's going to be absorbing a lot of our stamina as well. So for this Polar Hunter, where you have the ability to kill 1,000 zombies to get Crystal Melodies and Intel, I would go ahead and do that during the next 2 days here, if you haven't already. Get through this dang thing so that you can get the free rewards from it. Okay. Who did I beat? Nice. Okay. Tom solid. Chun Nakano. This is a bad choice for secondary, but at least it's within the realm of ranged. Need to level up that Lee, but Lee Lewis is solid. Bella Catherine, solid. These are backwards. These are definitely backwards. You have a level 60 here, use it. You might actually get away better with Raigoro Adut and then Tom Martin. Just to have the two healers together as a solid tanking unit, and then Raigoro's damage mitigation on top of his damage buff for Adut's skill damage would work really well here as well. Yeah, and with Martin not healing as much as he should be, yeah, this was just to see the turnout on... Oh, that's the other two problems. You put your infantry units in the back. Ugh. Raigoro Eddie not doing the greatest against 1v4, but still dealing quite a bit of damage. I need to reshift that Lee Bianca because he keeps getting stuck outside here. Yeah, but that Lee Bianca rage generation has been working really well for me right now. I mean, look at it. Pops in with almost three dots. Can't really complain there, and as long as he's within range of the rest of my units, does fairly well. Yeah, I'm still getting 21,000 kills with it, with Raigoro Eddie, despite him dying first. So let's go ahead and change that defense now. Lee, I need him up. I'll try it, because I really don't want to lose Robert Adut too early. I will go ahead and find someone to hit. You're a good target. This is good, but not what I had intended here. I'll absorb your two main infantry units as well as Lewis, and Adut and Catherine should go down pretty easy. Yep, you turned yellow first. Granted, it's a 4v2 versus a 1v3. Lee Bianca is still able to reach all 4 of them here, but I do like the idea of Bianca boosting his stats as well. So I may push that back and just deal with the damage, because he doesn't need to be dealing damage. That's not what he's there for. He's there to AoE debuffs and AoE buffs. And he's taking forever to get to this fight, so. But you did your job. Rigoro Charlie, solid. Lewis Lee is backwards, but your Lee is underleveled. Tom Martin can't complain. These two should be switched. Adut Thunder is a balanced unit, but if you've heard me talk about it before, you know my reservations with that. It's not a bad march, it's just not an optimal one, in my book. How is that Lewis so hard to take down? Did I end up actually taking it down? No. Oh, that's because Tom Martin was still alive and I didn't see it. I was like, how are you not dying? Not a lot of kills there because I didn't have Bianca's buff on him. Yeah, so no, go put that back. I'll just deal with the loss there. And I've got one more for later. Awesome. Now go back. I'll rally this one with my infantry. Go. Great success. No, you're already going. You sent a burning... Oh, wow. Nice, Lucy. And Bianca for the additional work. And you can't shield because you started that fight. He's trying to figure out where he can go from here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and see if I can catch him where he goes. because he's going to try and find a safe place to port to or continue fighting. He'll probably immediately drop his shield. At 62 million might with 49 million kills, he wants to fight. While I'm waiting, how'd that go? Not surprising there. Good. Let's see. Oh, let's see what we got over here. Oh, cool. 200, 197. Okay, I see Robert Eddy. Got Thunder Bianca, can't go wrong there. Have a Julia Jacob with the lack of really targets to hit. Well, no, it's got enough targets here. Zooming in. Chaos Venom just showed up. They're really gonna... Oh, another 200. He gets in here. Oh, and he's hitting... That's friendly fire. Oh no, okay, that's Venom there. We got here another 197 from Chaos. Sid Vicious popped his troops out there. It's a nice amount of fighting here. That's awesome. $200 backed out. Go ahead and replenish your troops. What do we got? What's going on? Okay. Yeah, he's not doing too great. That didn't get any kills in. The fact that my Raigoro Thunder is still doing as well, tanking hits like that. Back to here. Did they decide to stop fighting? We have a Raigoro Martin. Oh, no, backed off. Okay. Oh, just one instructor. No, hey, it's Aurelius. We've still got a couple people over here from 200 that could join rallies and stuff. Be interesting to get rallies going.
And I got a bathtub.
High five. Nice job, you.
And the bathtub. And the bathtub.
Crazy. You've already told me this like 15 times. Yes.
Easier than me.
Yep.
Emma's gonna be in school next year. Yeah.
Important.
I'll close the door.
Okay, I'll come back to this later. I'll come at this with infantry. Hive minds defeated. No change here. I still got the one to go there. Need to kill more zombies myself. Oh yeah. No. I'm curious if these three, no, the other 200 person left. He won't be rallied, but he should be. Go ahead and go through this stuff while I'm sitting here. Daily boost claim. My privileges subscription. So much equipment I need to upgrade, but I'm waiting for another 3.5 weeks at least. Upgrade everything. Should be a nice little boost to my power at that point. Wish I could get some rallies off, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do too much. A lot of that already happened. Ooh. I want to see him hit it. And here they come. Main Bane, need to work on your auto deploys if Charlie is leading one of your marches, although I do see... Oh, I see why. He was ready. Good lord, he was ready for you. The bubble didn't go. The bubble didn't set up because he attacked you. Hit him again. Ah. And again. Keeps trying to drag back the shell. And that, kids, is why you should double click your troops and click return, as opposed to trying to drag them back to shelter, because, well, this is the kind of problems it creates. He's going to mass deploy his troops out to the side again. He's going to accidentally hit someone. And he's not going to pull his troops out this time. He's going to let himself be hit simply because he keeps making that mistake. If you need a troop to come back quickly without having to click on your shelter, click on it, click retreat. Don't run into that problem where you accidentally drag into an enemy and force yourself into battle fever, which drops your shield. Especially if you've already disabled that check that the system puts in place to keep you from doing that. Because it will just drop your shield automatically. Damn, he's down a bit of power. Okay. I do want to type this out. All of my troops are dead. More info. Yeah, 1 million deaths at that. Yeah. Cool. Moderate back. Claim. Cool. We had 6 hours of training speed ups. Can't complain there. You promote Liam to 3-star. The option isn't there. Where are you going? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Cynthia Peters already off to a bad start here. Then you've got Bella Catherine, who's a solid choice, but because they look to be the primary target of a few people, they went down fairly quick. Julia Lee's backwards. Actually, because of the nature of both of these, I actually wouldn't pair these two together. Julia has a single target damaging attack, while Lee has an AoE debuff. Make use of his debuff by putting him with someone who can deal AoE damage or can fully capitalize on his debuff. Julia, I don't think, can do that. Jacob, Lewis, hell, even Chun if you wanted to go that route, because she does hit two units, but Julia's not it. I hope I don't have to explain this one. I hope I don't. I mean, I understand this was in a mass deploy, so you're throwing whatever you got out there, but yeah. Adut Tom's not bad. Adut Tom is not bad. But it didn't have a lot of troops left to begin with. Okay. We've got... No, I'm not that big of a dick. Let's see. Any more rally opportunities out here? No. Oh, we'll go ahead and hit this one though. Shelter hit was nice, but he didn't give you a lot to hit. He pulled out about 1 million troops before you could get started. Oh no, nice. What did I complete? I did not click wood. No, I do not have wood on the brain. No, killing hive mind. How are my searches? I don't know what you mean by my searches. You talking about how many I have of these? I've been slowly building them up. Not as many as I would like. I also have 59 of these, but I accidentally used 10 of them last week because I clicked the wrong freaking button. Yeah, live and learn. Anyways. Well, yeah, he's using Peggy. Well, it is Peggy. Oh, what do we got? Nice, ROK. Not doing well on that one. The trades on this are not great, but where's it coming from? Not from you. I wish I could say I was closer to T6 than I am. I've been slowly working on it. Here, just so you can see where I am. I've got encirclement 9 will be complete in 2 days, and then I'll work on encirclement 10, which it's not going to show me here. This was 160 days, so I'll probably be closer to like 75 days, and I'm still slow rolling this, but I'll have 2 more researches here. But this one's going to have me do common truck to 10, and I'm not there yet. So I've got a little ways to go. Not a lot, but a little ways. And I'm just focusing on infantry. I'm just focusing on infantry. But once the infantry top commanders come back around, I will pretty much be dumping everything I've got into it. That first infantry top commander should occur right after the next archipelago raid. I will dump everything I've got into it, and if I'm at T6, great. But I imagine I'll probably come up just a little bit short. Yeah, I don't want them. Committed to my bit. Or you would teach me how to use them. The armaments or selling them? Actually, you know what? Screw that. I will go ahead and post that in the chat today, because let's be honest, that has been probably my favorite thing. Okay, first of all, Phase Shifter on my Discord, thank you. I appreciate the high praise. Let me get to my helpful info, and I want to send that out. So let me copy text. Yep. Actually, I need to dismantle some stuff again. Materials, armaments. Give me those. You're not going to give me anything. Let's go to dismantle. Oh, I need to equip you on... I forgot I picked that up. That's going to be on Robert, though. So you actually benefit more from the attack power. Manage it. I'll hone it later. But I have my first device. I'll go ahead and put that here too in case anyone wants it. If you're interested in wanting to know a little bit more about armament honing, feel free to click that link, and it will give you a good starting point for both your epic and your legendary hones. It's not a perfect guide. It's not. But it gives you a good starting point from which to build off of for what you should be looking for in your armament hones. That being said, you can go here, and then you go up here. Nope, already had that one. Two restrictions. That way, go. I distracted myself from my own task here. Got leader, infantry stuff, rider. Get rid of that. Multiple. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. The only reason I keep the infantry stuff is for testing purposes this low. I don't actually use it on my units, but it gives me the opportunity to test block and lethality in very small doses. Because testing the effectiveness of block and lethality has been a pain. I'd gotten a good grasp on it, but it's still a mess. So having small amounts of block that I can work with, as well as my full sets of gear, has been helpful. Anyways. Just 1 second. Okay. With that. Oh. I didn't even think to check what I was actually clicking on. Doesn't look like anything's going on here. Let's go check out some of the other regions, shall we? While these two are a little bit mismatched, I imagine there's still some fighting going on somewhere. Oh, hey, it's Katana. I think this is the right TikTok page I see. They're just kind of over here hitting their stuff, killing reindeer hunters and all of that jazz. Let's go check out 10, see if they're over in 10 messing with stuff. all bubbled up. It looks as if ANCS is kind of done. That's one of the things I don't like about Darkseal. Boost known as only active in recovery of Pompeii. Huh. Nice gold Pompeii statue. Very nice. Uh, 6-5. Let's head on back and see what 6-5 is. Campaign, Z-Virus Adventure. And I can't do it again. That's one thing I would like to be able to do. You want steel? Tell me you want steel. I am curious. Who's going to kill faster? Is it going to be your Catherine, Cynthia? I think you should have the advantage. Just simply due to zombie damage that these two get. I like running my infantry units simply because it's my infantry units. Yeah, you've got me in damage because of that additional bonus. Whose took longer? So 21 seconds versus 25 seconds. Okay, got me by force. Did someone need steel? I don't think I've ever seen thank you written that way. Yes, it makes sense. Looks silly. And the point system's a little weird in here. I don't like that. No, I guess it's still pretty fair, with you gaining points on a win, losing points on a loss. Just got to be careful about how far up you go so that you don't end up losing your position further on down. Could I beat you? Okay. Just to clear something up. Does Lee work best with having 2 or more troop types because of his squad attack bonus? Yes. Putting only 1 troop with them is the wrong thing to do. because it only stays active as long as you have 2 or more troop types. If these 3 units die, which they will, you lose this buff. And with there only being 1 troop in here, it will happen almost immediately on the first round. I start with a minimum of 500 in 2 other troop types, and I avoid cars entirely. 500 means that that percentage that goes to other troop types won't kill them outright. And having only 500 in there won't kill my ability to fight with those units. This is an infantry focused person. I would definitely switch out Edward for Eddie, but I get why you have it that way. Adut Charlie, can't complain. I loved that unit before I got a hold of Robert. The AoE from Charlie and the Rage Generation from Charlie really boosted things for Adut. Thunder Lewis, I get it. The damage for you is increased by 15% whenever he uses his skill, and that leads into Lewis's skill damage. Outside of that, there isn't a great synergy on the field. These two work really well in garrisons because they hold their ground. Otherwise, no. There's no way I beat this person. I'll have to come back to it later. If it's just Boneclaw, it's the boss zombie's name. Big one. .5 of the Z-Virus campaign. 47. Who did I use back then? I know I had Raigoro and I abused the crap out of him. Because Raigoro's shield in adventure mode is really nice. Jaden I had for the additional units on the field. Who's my DPS? Was it Cap? No, I switched away from Catherine after a while. I can't remember who else I used. I don't know if I had a Dud at that time. I think it was Catherine. Let's see, I'm trying to keep track of. Okay. Oh, Eddie, hands down. Sorry, that was such an easy question. I had to blurt that one out. Adut's awakened skill feels off compared to what she's trying to do. Is it nice for a little bit of an AoE protection from skill damage? Sure. But considering she's a more offensive character, having this on her feels weird. And considering it only affects skill damage for nearby allies, it's mainly going to lessen the damage of AoE skill damage more so than anything else, and it's only for 2 seconds. Whereas Eddie, whenever the shield is broken, and it's not the shield, it's a shield, any shield broken or dissipating activates the skill. Reduces the HP of up to 3 nearby enemy squads by 20% for 2 seconds. If you pair him with another person who sets a shield, he can set this off often. And reducing the HP of enemy squads by 20% increases the damage dealt to them by quite a bit. So he has his own shield, which lasts for 2 seconds. So you're going to have that one. Raigoro has his own shield. If you decide to go that route with him, his shield lasts for 3 turns, does set it off, and Robert there's also one more. Robert has one that can be triggered once every 6 seconds for himself and an ally squad. That triggers Robert's. And Bianca, who sets shields for up to 3 squads, and herself and up to 2 other squads for another shield. And it lasts for 3 seconds or until it dissipates. So with as many shields are available to you and the potency of HP debuffs on the field, I would go with Eddie for the Awaken. Adut is a solid character. The infantry travel speed is nice, and the ability to nullify damage reduction is also nice, but they aren't necessary to make her work effectively. You could go 5-5-1-5 and be perfectly fine with her. I'm just waiting on someone to hit me in Festive Arena. Give me just one moment. I will be right back. Switch this over to just chatting. Give me a couple minutes. Good morning, Jay. Sorry, let's get back to this. My wife's watching anime without me, so I had to go scold her. Silly little bounty ground bonuses. Anyways. Wish I had money. Likely, they're definitely overdue for a new hero launch. So, actually, let me check on that. Looking at it. Okay. No, trying to think of how the last order was. If I remember correctly, it was ranged. Well, it was ranged last before it went to Victor and Bianca. I believe it was supposed to be Ryder after Julia Jacob, because we had Robert Eddie before that, and I'm fairly certain Elena Jonathan was the last set of Ryder heroes. So if they're going to follow any sort of pattern that they've had before, this should be Ryder heroes, which would be okay. Okay, Pang Kang Ping. Can I use a Dut Tom, Rigorous? I assume Rigoro and Martin, and Lewis and Academy. Those are good pairings. I do think you can get a little bit more out of them. But if you're going for two well-balanced units and a damaging unit, that will actually work. However, let me check something real quick. God damn it. Adut Tom is fine, just as it is. Rigoro Martin is a great pair for decent amount of healing, okay damage. It'll stay on the field for a while. Lewis Akemi is the one that I'm getting a little tripped up on, because normally I would put Akemi first, and that's just to have their travel speed reduction lead into that damage to slowed targets by 16%, which would boost Lewis's AoE damage by 16%, which is substantial. However, the problem with that is she has this goddamn thing. And as far as talent trees go, it's not the worst, but it is the worst of the blue ones. Support has great rage generation and good utility talents. Skill tree is absolutely busted. Defense is really nice for wanting to stay on the field longer, but attack, just, There's a reason there's not a lot of good heroes that have it. This one's solid for if you're going to be staying on the field for a while, having that increase. It's okay increases to attack power in general, but skill damage, the skill tree is just objectively better. Rage generation increases to skill damage by 6% here, another increase to skill damage by 7.5% here. Skill damage dealt another 8% here. So you're making up for that loss. So I would test out both sides of that. If your Lewis and Akemi are the same level, try Lewis first, running that skill tree and range squad tree. See if it does more damage for you. Otherwise, flip it to Akemi. But all in all, those three teams are great. If you want to min-max them a little bit more, Tom Martin is a great heal tank, and Raigoro Adut can stay on the field for quite a while and still deal a great amount of damage. I see a lot of people forgetting that Raigoro has this. An increase in damage by 16% when his shield is activated, meaning that his skill goes off, he gets an increase to damage of 16%, and then Adut's 12,000 damage factor skill goes off. It adds up. So, but all in all, even those 6 heroes, those 6 heroes as you have them are just fine. The other option, and I'll just go ahead and type it so you can see it. There, I have it typed there so you can read it. On that note, he finally left. Man, the things I would do if I could spend. Good Lord. Yep, need to get that page up and running. Okay, sorry, Alex. Is it still good to take Peterson and Tom as a garrison to the shelter, or a bad idea? It's not a bad idea. It just has a very unique problem when running garrisons. Because Tom, here, I'll just go ahead and show you. Tom has the ability to increase healing effect by 30%. Peterson's healing is already broken. What you potentially run into is something called overhealing. And if you run into that, you're going to want to change the garrison to someone who can deal more damage. I say that because if you're overhealing, you are wasting either Thunder's skill or Tom's skill. And there's really no reason to do that. If there's not enough lightly wounded troops to make use of their healing abilities, then switching to a Peterson Lewis, Peterson Jacob, Victor, if that's how you're running that garrison, whatever the case may be. You're saying specifically as a garrison to the shelter, Peterson Victor is a really great option because you have all of your troops in your garrison, I hope. But it's just something to be cognizant of. Just watch your healing, see if it drops off for Peterson specifically after a few seconds, and if it does, it means you're overhealing. And if you're overhealing, you can afford to change Tom specifically. I would change Tom to a higher damage output commander so that you don't have that issue. I gotta have means first. Let's see. Nope, it's already being rallied. Sweet. And Dark Seal has this mission completed. And I still gotta get to... Nope, I got them all. So, yeah, long story short, Alex, Peterson Tom is a good garrison. Just make sure you're not overhealing. Plus, if it's your own shelter, it's easy to switch out. I mean, literally mid-fight, you can come in here and change what you want to. 25 hive minds, claimed all alliance gifts, and claimed all rallies. Done for a few. Anyways, let's check on a couple of the other regions while I'm just kind of sitting here, and let's go ahead and do that and set up an auto rally. One more, go. Dark Seal, invade, battle overview. Here, check out Boone's region. Did anyone come to Boone to play with them? Didn't expect them to, but if I remember correctly, ANCS had a small section over here. Nope, and 8. I know there was some Boone players over here before. They appear to be bouncing around, so it's hard to say where they are. Better than smoking. This is true. Can't use it here. Anyways. What was that region that still had 400,000 in glory for all 3 of them? I believe it was 7. No, those 2 are still fighting. I gotta see what they're doing. They've got to be around here doing something. Go ahead and put that in the chat. See if anyone responds. Just 1 second, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. How does counter damage work? Ellie, I believe I have a video on this. Let me see if I can pull that up, but I will give a short explanation after I've dropped that video. Dropping the link to it in the chat now. I talked about that quite a while back, but basically what you have in the game is three primary forms of damage. And let's see if I have a good rally to explain that. Actually, yeah, this one will work just fine. During combat, you have your reports that give how much damage that you're dealing overall to your enemy versus what they're dealing to you. During a standard round of combat, which I'll count this one because it won't, I'll explain why later. During a standard round of combat, you deal a basic attack to the enemy, and whenever you deal a basic attack to something, they are allowed to deal a counterattack back to you. So a counterattack is a reactionary attack given to anyone who deals a basic attack damage to you. So if you're targeted, you're going to deal counter damage to them. This applies no matter how many times, how many people are attacking you. If you have 1, 3, 10, doesn't matter. If you get a basic attack, you deal counter damage back to them. All of them. Same applies to the enemy. If you're swarming a person on the field and you have 10 people on this one target, they will deal their counter damage to all 10 of the people attacking them. The third thing, just so I can make sure I've covered all my bases, is what's known as skill damage. It is completely separate from basic and counterattack damage. Both of those will still happen during the round. But see, Cynthia Calamity used her rage skill Dual Fire, which deals its damage factor and does all of its effects to the enemy target that applies. So you have your basic attack damage, the counterattack, which is reactionary to the basic attack, and skill damage, which is entirely separate. I hope that briefly explains it, but the video goes more in depth. Okay, what was that other? No, please click the correct button. It was 6. Let's check out 147. I think it was 142 that had everything going on in there. And Okay. I'm skeptical of adding chiefs even if they're new, but I will reach out and talk to them. What do you got here? Nothing. Oh, what do we got here? DDAV. Oh, I want to get over into this mess. Cancel that. Not in it. Let's just put 2 good units out onto the field. March, create, boom. Create, go. Let's see what we have to see. Pickleball is the hotness. Let's see, you've got Brucelin taking on 2 units here. Roland is going to come in here and help out, but that was honestly unnecessary. The Cynthia isn't able to do enough damage, just taking the brunt force of the Thunder team that's over here. Kai just doesn't have the same amount of power. You've got Scopus getting in on knocking them out, and I'm just gonna sit here and gather my little heart's content. Hi. What do you got for me, Zoop Zap? Oh, here we go. We've got SK95 down here versus NMN. Gotta love the 200 regions. Okay. While we're watching this, Green Tea. Does defense and damage relation is the same as attack and damages relation? Meaning, does an increase in defense HP reduce damage taken by 1/3? That's not an exact science. As much as I use that as my baseline based on where I am, it's not perfect. For me, currently, increasing my defense does reduce the damage that is dealt to me by about 1/3 of the percentage of defense that I give. So if I increase my defense by 9%, I decrease the damage dealt to me by about 3%. And the same does apply to attack in inverse, obviously. If I increase by attack by 9%, it's about a 3% increase to overall damage. HP is a little bit different only because I have less of it. So the increases to HP at that point reduce the damage that I would take by more than what defense would, because there's a kind of a law of diminishing returns in that regard. But yeah, if you're about the same power as me, you can use that as a baseline to try and figure out if going for an increase in damage versus an increase in attack would be better for you. I need to sit down and try and figure out the math behind that, but everyone's been so focused on boosting lethality and block and everything else that the basic stats have kind of taken a backseat. Oh no, am I being attacked? I am. No, hit me. Swarm me, I don't mind. Just oh yeah, they're definitely worth the money. The way he was talking about it, it might as well have been God, what was he saying he paid for it? He did work on it. I wanted to say he had it for about 30,000 back about 8 years ago. I need to just push through this real quick. Well, I gotta try. Let's see. Rygoro's gonna be a tough one to beat. If I can pull Lewis away. I don't think I'm gonna have the damage. No. Needs to be Tom Martin in that case. I'll try it. Don't think I'm gonna win this one, but Wolverine just got better infantry than me. Having Bianca back there, well, no, it's not gonna reach. And his Rygoro is tougher than mine because he actually has thunder on it. Nope. Yep, he just got me beat. Tom Martin's still hanging around as long as he did. What do we got? Let's see. Can't remember the color of the damn thing. I think he had it in like a deep metallic blue, but couldn't remember the exact color of it if I wanted to. Let's see. Well, I gotta take advantage of that. They won't let you stay up there for too long. If I pull Chun away with your lower level on that, should be fine. Good. I'm taking down his Ragoro Martin faster than he's taking down my Ragoro Eddie. And I'm actually getting better trades on that than I expected. Does anyone have any last minute questions for me for tonight? It's getting close to 11 o'clock on my end, and I haven't been feeling the greatest. I've actually been trying to mute my microphone before I cough each time. But if you all have any last minute questions or want to show off any fighting in your region, please feel free to reach out now. I'll probably stay on for about another 10 minutes or so to try and catch those. And yay, rank 18 at my 24 million power. I won't last long. What do we got? Nothing. I'm just gonna sit right here. Let's see. Work together to hit me. Yeah, I see you. If you're not going to respond to the messages, then I'm not going to add you as friends. Yeah, fuck it. Get in this. Going back in my hole. You too, Green Tea. I'm probably going to get in on this just a little bit, just to say I did something today. But no one wants to play with me. The thing is, I think I have enough infantry power to swarm these people. I definitely have enough to swarm you. Choosing not to. Damn it. What further changes would I like in AR? Having some kind of reward system for the first phase that encourages people to fight during phase 1. The first Archipelago raid that they had, people didn't know that factions were that important. So you had people who were likely going to be allies fighting each other, which made for interesting combat, but did kill their phase 2 chances. Now that people have realized how important factions are for phase 2, you kind of have a dead first 3 days. So having some kind of incentive for people to fight, or some other way that people can participate in Archipelago Raid for the first couple of days at least, to keep things interesting, as opposed to just fighting in the last 2 days. Other than that, the changes that they made between the first and second one were great. The map size being smaller, the march speed being faster. I personally like the limitation on rallies against a tower, because it keeps the combat interesting and keeps any side from steamrolling the other without proper planning. So other than making sure there's an incentive to fight in the first couple of days, instead of me having to search for regions that are fighting each other, that'd be the only change I'd make right now. Everything else seems to be working. The level 8 Sanctum in the middle gave people a reason to go to the middle, because trying to go all the way across to the level 7 was ridiculous unless you knew you were going to win. No, that's pretty much it. Gotta love infantry field fights. It is a Thunder Tom. Oh, right, Goro Russell. No wonder you're not doing great. Yeah, James has solid infantry stats. Okay. No, no one wants to fight me. I mean, I get it. They could swarm me and probably deal some damage, but oh well. I know this works. There we go. Need to test that theory. Anyways, I'm going to hop off for the night. I appreciate everyone who joined me for the stream tonight. If you have any additional questions for me, you can reach me in-game using my commander ID up here at the top. I will go ahead and drop my Discord link again in the chat, where not just me, but there are other people who would be willing to help answer questions and share experience with you. And sometime this weekend I am going to open up my Patreon to more in-depth analysis for accounts. Apparently it's been an in-demand thing for me, and I know how much time it takes for me to just go over arena teams, and people are asking me to go over like entire accounts. So I am going to drop a video discussing what I intend to do about that this weekend, and if anyone's interested, I will drop my Patreon page there when it gets released. But with that, I think that's all I'm going to do tonight. Thank you all again for joining me. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off.